Hello everyone, welcome back to 51 GT3 Racing Academy. In the previous episode, we have gone over some basic cornering techniques, but things can still go wrong in reality. In this episode, I will show you how to avoid understeer. The so-called understeer is when the vehicle does not turn as much as the driver wants while entering the corner but towards the outside of the turn. It is also commonly referred to as push. In this situation, the front tires of the vehicle are not gripping enough and start to slide while the rear tires are still gripping on. The traction of the front and rear tires are unbalanced and the direction of the vehicle is limited by the front tire grip. Understeer leads to an increased turning radius and is difficult for the racer to correct by simply turning the steering wheel. Due to the effect of centrifugal force, the body of the vehicle needs a lateral grip to support its turn when cornering. This lateral grip is transferred to the body of the vehicle through the lateral grip of the tires as the racer turns the steering wheel. However, according to the traction circle theory, we learned that every racing car has a limited front tire grip. Once the lateral grip of the front tires is unable to withstand the centrifugal force needed for cornering, the required grip of the front tires will break the grip limit, resulting in understeer. Understeer in a racing car during cornering can occur in the following three ways. 1. Instead of going towards the expected racing line, the vehicle goes towards the outside of the corner. 2. The front tires make a grinding noise, which is an indication of the front tire grip breaking the limit. 3. The steering wheel becomes slightly lighter when steering due to insufficient front tire grip. To avoid understeer, the required grip of the front tires needs to be controlled within the limit of the traction circle. This overcomes the centrifugal force required for cornering. Now let me show you a few methods that can be used to avoid or correct understeer. Method 1 is to start decelerating before entering the corner. After fully braking the car before entering the corner, the racer should start to steer at the entry point. At this point, the grip generated by the front tires of the car must withstand the centrifugal force required during cornering to avoid understeer. The higher the speed is, the greater the inertia will be. This means if the corner entry speed gets too high, the lateral force required from the front tires will also be too great to withstand the centrifugal force during cornering, resulting in understeer. With that being said, we should always start braking early to extend the full braking phase and lower the corner entry speed. This will allow the required grip of the front tires to withstand the centrifugal force and eventually we can avoid understeer. Method 2 is to keep the vehicle from sliding away by not locking up the front tires while braking into the corner. During the corner entry phase, the weight of the car remains concentrated at the front. Continued full braking at this point will produce excessive pressure on the front tires, which locks them up and makes the car slide, resulting in severe understeer. Therefore, if understeer happens because the front tires are locked up when cornering, we must release the brake and let the front tires restore the required lateral grip. By doing this, we can correct the understeer as soon as it happens and prevent the car from running off the track. Method 3 is to make a smooth transition switching from brake to throttle. The car front loses weight as the brake pressure decreases during the mid-corner phase. At this point, if we get back on the throttle drastically, a lot of the weight will be transferred to the rear of the car. The front will become too light to produce enough grip and the car will eventually push. What we should do is always apply both the brake and the throttle gently and smoothly, which can help us ensure that the front of the car maintains enough weight to give the front tires enough grip to avoid understeer. Method 4 is about controlling the throttle gradually and keeping the car from sliding excessively during the corner exit phase. As we get to the corner exit phase, the weight of the vehicle will keep on being transferred to the rear, causing the front tires to continue to lose pressure. If the throttle is applied harshly to the maximum during this phase, the car weight will be transferred to the rear way too fast to maintain the required pressure on the front tires, resulting in excessive front tire spin and the car pushing off the track. We must pick up the throttle gradually to let the front tires restore enough grip. And we can get back on the full throttle after the vehicle stops pushing. This is also to maintain front tire grip and avoid understeer caused by excessive front tire spin. Method 5 is to take full advantage of the track width and increase the turn radius. When going through a corner, if we choose a racing line with too small a turning radius, then the greater the centrifugal force of the car is, the more lateral grip the front tires need, and the car is more likely to understeer. We should utilize the entire width of the track, including the shoulders outside the white line, and take a racing line with a longer turning radius. This will lower the amount of required lateral grip to corner the car, balance out the centrifugal force, and help avoid understeer. In addition to all the methods above, Here is another tip for you. In your everyday practice, make sure your sight reaches far enough. When a racer does not see far enough and chooses an observation point that is too close, there will be little distance between the actual racing line and the observation point from the racer's perspective, making it difficult to detect understeer and correct it in time. What we want to do here is to look out far enough and choose a more distant observation point, allowing us to predict any sign of understeer and correct it in time. That's all for today's episode. If you want to learn more about the technology of racing cars, let us know in the comments section. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.